All right, everybody. Hey, what's up? So I'm gonna turn my thing on. There we go. So, all right, what's up, man? Okay, so a bit of a crazy Raw. I liked it very much. We got another appearance from the White Six, and then like Drew McIntyre is going to Money in the Bank. I'm a bit surprised. I thought this was gonna be Ilya Dragunov's to win because I kind of want him to be in the Money in the Bank match, but whatever, it's fine. He could do something else, of course. You know, so I don't. It looks like they're very interested in Ilya, so I don't think this is going to be the beginning of the end for him or anything like that. So, hey, what's up? This is not the beginning of the end for Ilya Dragunov whatsoever. So, another creepy tape from the Wyatt Six. I thought this would be from. Let me see if I'm signing here. This would be from somebody different, like another member of the Wyatt Six, but apparently not. So here we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So, all right. But it is what it is. There's another one from Bo Dallas, kind of just saying, hey, you know, it just kind of almost saying the same things he was saying last week a little bit, but more elaborating on why he chose this particular group of people. Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's what's going to happen. He is, yeah, Drew, yeah, Punk is costing Drew. That's for sure. 100%. See, I'm gonna choose no real quick. Who? Let's see. Dakota Kai not getting in Money in the Bank, which I found some people called it. I found a bit surprising. I thought Triple H, and he still could be right. I thought he would be a bit more. Seeing as how she took the time out of her Twitch to kind of beg for a push, but again, it doesn't always have to be Money in the Bank. It could be something else too. So I do. I still feel bad for Dakota Kai, but also Zoe Stark Zoe Stark could get a push too. I don't want to take anything away from Zoe Stark because it's kind of this is kind of what you kind of need. This is what Money in the Bank was supposed to be was built around initially was for those who would not normally get a title shot can get a title shot through Money in the Bank. That's what it was essentially for. Okay, sorry. And I'm just doing something real quick. Basically reminding everybody that's I'm live. Okay, but what did you guys think of Raw? I thought it was actually pretty good. Also, yeah, the White Six coming out, not attacking Chad Gable, but letting him know that their presence is there. And Jay, let's get the hell out of the ring. Like when you start seeing those lights going down, he's like, I'm out of here. And left Chad Gable to fend for himself essentially. Remember that spot in King of the Ring '99 when the briefcase was raised when he was about to win? To have Punk do that, and then pans over to him after Jay. Okay, yeah. A lot of people either think it's going to be like either Chad Gable or Jay Uso. There's a few that think maybe Andrade can get it. LA Knight, I know some people want LA Knight to get it, but I also think I would not mind seeing him win the U.S. title, but win it in a regular match and win clean. Know what I mean? Like I don't think I can't say that LA Knight doesn't need Money in the Bank, but I think I prefer it this way. If there was no Logan Paul feud, I would say yeah, have LA Knight win it because you keep promising that LA Knight's going to finally get to a certain level, and you got to put a title on him. I think if you're really serious about him, and you want others to not give up on LA Knight, you kind of have to have him win the title at some point, at least this year, right? That is my thought process about it all. Whew. Also, I did not go live at all this weekend. I didn't post any content this weekend. I didn't make any content this weekend because I was not feeling good. I was not feeling good. It was bad. It was bad, but I'm better now. So that's all that matters. I was hoping I'd be better today. because last 2 days are kind of blur. I was mostly asleep, or trying to get some sleep. But yeah, so that is Monday Night Raw. Like, so we have everybody. Money in the Bank is going to be this Saturday. I think I will do my reactions to it. I think I am. I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it on Twitch though, instead of YouTube. And we could talk about it afterwards. I don't know if I want to jump to YouTube. I don't think I will. I think I'll just stay on Twitch, and we could talk about it afterwards. I think so too. Yeah. At some point, you gotta pull the trigger on people. And I think they've done, like WWE, more better than what they would do in the past. Right? Is to sustain the interest in LA Knight from the fans. I think they've done a pretty good job of it. I know a lot of people thought, like, after he lost to Roman last year at Crown Jewel, was it November? A lot of people thought his push was over. A lot of people thought that, and I said, no, it's not over. You know, you gotta give these things time. I knew he was not going to win the title off Roman, and that's not me being, a Roman Reigns glazer or anything. That's just like, nah, it's not LA Knights to win, especially now. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, it was more of like a I don't know what kind of headache it was, but it was a headache, and it was like here, and it would not go away. I felt well enough to buy Excedrin migraine relief at the store and feel their like odds and things. Like, okay, I'm going to use this, and it worked. It's gone. So that is good. But yeah, so a lot of people thought LA Knight's push was over after Roman beat him. I'm like, nope, that title's not for LA Knight to win. And I'm like, if you give him that title now, one thing, there's still Cody Rhodes, like, down the road. And there was, and he won the title. Second of all, you have him win it this early, I guarantee you, people are going to turn on him quick. And I'm like, because that's just what happens. That is just what happens with people who become big and or get pushed to get booked to have everything way too soon. I should not say the word handed. I shouldn't say that. Especially not LA Knight. He'd been in the business for years, and this is like his big break. So I shouldn't say that. Austin Theory, you could say, yeah, got things just handed to him. Not to his fault. The boss at the time, who wanted to give him everything all at once, was the one doing it to him, and I felt bad for him because it wasn't his fault. Excuse me. Also, we got to look inside of catering, like where Otis is having that talk with Chad Gable. I'm like, oh, okay, that's catering. All right. Of course, Otis, big as he is going to have two plates, and that's understandable because, he's still an athlete, but they still got to eat a lot. When you work out, and especially if you have muscle, even if you're not jacked per se, you still got to eat a lot in order to burn all those calories off. So and I think I saw almost looked like Drake Maverick. They look like him. I don't know if it was him, but I know my husband said it was Nick Aldis. I'm like, that guy's a little too short for Nick Aldis, but whatever. So, but yeah, like Chad Gable is trying his hardest to get Otis back on his side because he's afraid right now. He is absolutely afraid. Granted, he should be that the White Six are going to attack him again. So he's like, oh, there's strength in numbers. I do wonder if Otis will start feeling bad for Chad Gable and start helping him out again. And I don't know. The whole Liv, Dom, and Judgment Day saga is starting up again. For the first time in some weeks, there was a mishap in Liv's plan, and she cost Dom the match. They were going to turn on him for it. Then they had a YouTube. Yeah, pretty much. It is weird because I thought it'd be like Otis and Chad at least SummerSlam. But I don't know if that's where they're going with it now. If they're ever actually going to have a match or... Was them turning their backs on Chad Gable, is that a Was that the payoff? I don't know. I know that was a good payoff. I'm not saying you gotta like have the feud for a year. It's not gonna be a Roman Cody esque type thing. But the fact that that is that all? I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Liv starting to annoy Damien like a lot, and Damien is saying, "Hey, I don't need the Judgment Day. They need me, but I don't need them." And that's really starting to irritate Finn. And some say Finn, will cost Damien that match. It's I don't know when Rhea's coming. If I had to make a guess, because she just got married, so she's got to enjoy time with her and her new husband. So I'm guessing SummerSlam is what the earliest that they're gonna pull the trigger on this Rhea Ripley thing. Yeah, but you know what? I said the moment that, excuse me, hold on a second. I said excuse me, I had to blow my nose a little bit. I said the moment that he won that briefcase, I said Theory was going to have a failed cash in. Now I didn't know if he was going to cash in. He was going to cash in on a secondary title because they hadn't established that rule yet. But I'm like, he is going to have a failed cash in because there's no way that he was going to have a successful cash in on Roman Reigns. Although with the other guy in charge, who was in charge, I wouldn't put it past him, honestly. Yeah, they did. I want because I like the Creeds. I think I want the Creeds to get something because I think they're a fantastic tag team. Like I do. Yeah, yeah. But I knew him like he's not cashing in on Roman, nor should he. He shouldn't. He should not have cashed in on Roman at all. Yeah. And oh yeah, so Kofi got beat up by the Final Testament. Woods won his match. He won his match. Kofi did not last week. So I feel like that's gonna play into maybe the story a little bit. Like I could beat Karrion Kross, but you couldn't. You know. Again, they are this New Day Final Testament thing. I know it doesn't seem like it all the time, but they really are taking their time and exhibiting some patience and subtlety with the storyline. Because again, remember when it was Karrion Kross who cut that promo like backstage, which I think was one of the best promos he's done so far, and he challenged any one of them to fight him. And then during the whole sit down thing, when Woods and Kofi are responding, Kofi is kind of interrupting Woods, and he just accepts the challenge. And he's again, it was very subtle, like not like oh, and another thing, but he cuts Woods off, and then I'm gonna actually get back here. So I feel like I'm too close to my mic. He basically cuts Woods off, and Woods kind of not a complete exaggerated side eye, but I am going to also turn my mic down a little bit. There we go. Can anybody still hear me in the chat? Because I feel like my mic's like all the way up. But yeah, um, and Woods kind of side eyes him a little bit. Again, it's not that whole exaggerated. I think what we're used to, where Woods would be making a very exasperated face at Kofi, but Kofi for some reason does not see it. So I will say this: I am a bit interested to see where this goes. I do think the New Day. If I said this a year ago, 2 years ago, it would be crazy. But I'm like, maybe just to kind of keep this going, keep the New Day interesting a bit, then maybe they should break up for a bit. Because I'm no doctor, but I wonder if it's also a matter of, I don't know if Big E's coming back, like at least to wrestle in the ring. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, I think Chelsea Green should win it. I think she'd be a whole lot of fun with money. So, Chris, can you hear me well enough in the mic? Or does it sound weird to you? Because I'm not trying to have everything on full blast here on my mic. But yeah, I think Chelsea Green could get it. And you know what? I do want, if she does win it, I guess it could apply to Tiffany Stratton too. But I want Chelsea Green to get it, and I want her to have the briefcase pink and like glittery. Oh, wow, have her lose it? That would be, wow, that'd be, okay, you know what? Maybe that could work for her character. It depends how, because I think Chelsea Green's over, but it does depend how much over she is. It all depends on how over she is. Like if she wins the briefcase, how over is she going to be? Like would people be genuinely upset if she did all that and lost it? I mean, it also just depends on who's holding the titles at the time. It really does depend. Oh yeah, it actually does depend who holds them at the time. I keep mirror anyway. Okay, checking the notifications right there. So yeah, Chelsea Green. I'd like to see a Chelsea Green like pink Money in the Bank briefcase, kind of how like Damian Priest designed his, like in a way. You know what I mean? He did his purple. And see, I don't even mind when I don't mind they made to where you can cash on a mid card title. Like I think that's fine because there's gonna be some. Granted, it is the fault of the booking, and maybe that's a problem. But yeah, sometimes if you don't have something built up enough, by the time they win it, like anybody across the board, and like I don't see this person as world champion. Okay, but they could do really good things with the IC title, with the US title or something. Like I'm fine with that actually. I think it I think you got to take that on a case by case basis. And that's what I think. Like if Braun Breaker, I know it's not in it, but if you were, I would say yeah, don't put either title on him just yet because it's not his time. Turn the mic up. Might also be. Is that better? Okay, I'll keep talking. You say yay or nay or yes or no. I think Cross is amazing on the mic. Um, See, I don't really think so. I don't think he's amazing. I don't. I don't think he's as bad as everybody says he is. But you are right. He does not. The character doesn't click with the crowd. And I feel like every time I say this, I'm picking on Karrion Kross. Every time I come on live, I'm picking on Karrion Kross. But he's part of the Raw show, so we gotta talk about it, right? Um, there's just some stuff he says. Maybe it's the writing. It could have been just the writing and the way he delivers it. Granted, there's sometimes where I'm like the writer's like I'm like, what are you doing? I'm all just like, what are you doing here? I'm gonna see. Excuse me, everybody. Going to. Okay, great. All right, because I was worried about being too loud because I'm naturally I can project my voice and I do that on mic, it can sound too loud. But okay, if you think it sounds good, great. Okay. Also, is it? I don't think my chat's on slow mode. Maybe it is. I'll fix it later. Oh well. But yeah. So yeah, Cross is doing a lot better. I still don't know if the crowd cares, and that's the thing. People who go to these events, do they care? And I don't see that they do. It's a wait and see for me. We'll wait and see. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else could we talk about. Trying to see if there's any. Trying to see if there's anything like like web exclusive things like that. Trying to see. It's not good. I'm also doing this on stream, but you know what's my stream. I do what I do what I want. I do what I want on my stream. I am really hoping though at very soon that I will be able to multi-stream. So that means I will be here on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. I will never call it. I don't call it X. I'm not gonna call it X. I'm just gonna call it Twitter. That is true. Yeah, a lot of people want Tiffany Stratton to get that briefcase. Like a lot of people. And I was like, nah, give it to Chelsea Green. Do it. Although, Io Sky won it last year. Yeah, I think Tiffany could win the Rumble for sure. I'm trying to think. Lyra Valkyria, maybe a bit too soon for her too, because she showed up after Tiffany. Zoe Stark, I don't know. Again, unless they are about to give her a mega push. Naomi, I feel bad because I would love if she got it, make a glow briefcase. But I don't see that happening either. I just don't. I just don't see it. Again, unless a major push is happening. And I doubt it. And someone was like, in my TikTok live, it was like, oh, you think they should add women to the bloodline? Or you think, whatever, like the Tonga twins? And I answered with it, was it O'Shea Jackson? Like, oh, you think, basically asking me the same thing. And maybe that's where the person in my chat got it from. And I was like, and I may make a video about this later. But I'm like, if they really wanted women in the bloodline, they would have done it already. I think so. I think her run with the briefcase would be memorable for sure. But I was like, if they wanted women in the bloodline, they would have already been in the bloodline. Whether you want to, when I say they, that could be Roman, Paul, Triple H, whoever. I'm like, if they wanted Naomi in it, they would have had her in it. If they wanted Nia Jax in it, she would have been in it. Truth is, they don't want women in the bloodline. They had Rhea in the Judgment Day. That seems fine, and I guess Liv kinda is in the Judgment Day, trying to get in the Judgment Day. I don't know, but if that were the case, they would Naomi would have been. She doesn't even mention it. She doesn't even mention the bloodline at all on SmackDown. Neither does Nia. Neither does anybody else. True. So I think. Well, see, I think he has a good chance to win the IC title. Like I do. I think there's a good chance he might beat Sammy. Right. So, Chris, are you having trouble? Like when you type a message in, is it like taking forever to send in the chat or what? Because if so, I'll have to change my settings to the next stream, but it should not be on like slow mode or anything. Shouldn't be. I'll have to check it later, and that's my fault because I didn't check my settings before I hit press live. Oh boy, yeah. So that's pretty much it for Raw. What else significant happened? I'm trying to think. No, they did show like a little sneak peek of the WrestleMania documentary is gonna air on was it Wednesday? So that's gonna be interesting. They delayed this thing for months now. What about the chat? So I can't wait to see that. I'm going to see if it lives up to the hype because I do feel like I like The Rock, but I really feel like this is a thing of for him on his end. He wanted to look good, and they had to edit to make sure. Granted, you know what? Maybe this could surprise me. And he was like, and they show the kind of the mistake that was made. Good pivot though. But I kind of feel like this took forever because they wanted to make sure The Rock looked good and not like, oh, I did this and I miscalculated. So I can't wait to see it. I don't know if I'll see it on Wednesday or I'm off of the actually July 4th, so maybe I'll watch it then because I don't have any plans for 4th of July. Honestly, I don't feel like there's much to one. There's not much to do. Two, it's like I don't feel like there's much to celebrate with 4th of July. You know, I just don't feel like there is. So I may just watch a WrestleMania documentary. That's what I might do. And I will have my I will talk about All In, or not All In, uh, Forbidden Door. I'm all in on the brain now. But I will talk about Forbidden Door some point tomorrow. I'll post up my videos on it. I'm so behind on stuff. Like, that's the thing now. Because now, yeah. Um, because you miss a few days now, like in wrestling, then it's just, you are so behind. You're so, if you don't make content over the weekend, and it used to not really be like you, there, depending on the time of year, you can miss a couple days and it'd be fine. There might be one big thing, maybe, and that'd be it. Now it's like, if you miss a couple days and you're a content creator, you miss a lot, and you kind of miss. Not would say miss the boat, but you kind of miss the boat in some things. It's like, do I want? It's not tough. It's not tough. It's not tough being a content creator. At least at my level, I should say, at my level, it's not hard. Like, really, honestly, it's not hard. I'm not getting paid or anything. It's not difficult, but at the same time, it's like, if you want to, it's hard because one, wrestling is hot right now. Two, it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. You miss a couple, like Forbidden Door happened. The Bloodline 2.0 attack on Paul Heyman happened. Everything happened, and I couldn't really make content. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, sloppy seconds chance. I get me with this whole Liv Morgan storyline. I'm not as into it as everybody else is. It's not even like I hate it. It's just I'm not into it. Some people are really into this thing, and I am not. And I'm just like, is it me? The Braun Breaker thing. That could be it. That would be a shock. I think I do kind of want him to win it. Man. Ooh. Okay, so shit. Breaking news, I guess. The Creed brothers are announced for Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, which is happening. What is that? The 28th of this month. Yeah, they were. They were. Yes. Or if you're talking about them joining the Bloodline, yeah, they were right there. And yeah, it's insane because yeah, like they want them in there, they would have been in there. I know that's a lot of the time these people who book and create these storylines, they don't see women on par with the men, and I feel like a lot of us don't. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying that's how the powers that be see them. I mean, it is what it is. Those who are making the decisions, at least within the bloodline, don't think the women should be on there. And granted, maybe Naomi was like, you know what, I'd rather do my own thing apart from my husband, and that's understandable. Like, you don't have to do everything that your husband or your spouse does. You don't. There's no rule saying you do. Um, I will say this: that I think they're one of the very few wrestling couples that actually has chemistry on screen. Because there are times I'm just like, I like them as a couple, but they have no on-screen chemistry whatsoever. I think Naomi and Jimmy definitely do. Yeah, yeah, he was on top. Yeah, I don't know if he wanted to be. He didn't seem to give up that much of a freaking. You know what? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna say it because, yeah, Amazon. Yeah, this whole thing, I don't, because I was about to say something, and I should not say it because it's like, no, that's not the thing. It wouldn't have been like overly offensive, but I'm just like, no, because that's not a good way of thinking. And I'm just, oh, sorry, okay, you're having trouble with typing it. Like, is my thing on slow mode? Yeah, let's keep talking amongst yourselves. I'm gonna try to get this together. Because it should not be on slow mode at all. At all. Um, yeah, I just don't. Oh, yeah, okay. Next wrestling show, I'm going to that. Choice, you got one. Yeah, and I think, oh man, going like SummerSlam is going to be something else. Like, let me tell you something. I think there's so much going around with SummerSlam, just the storylines and everything just around it. The whole weekend's about to be. Um, I'm going to check something. It's going to be just insane. Yeah, I'm going to see if my thing is on. Be mute. Let's see. Ooh, was it better? I don't know. I don't know if I would say it's better. I'd have to revisit that, honestly. I'd have to revisit. See, that's a good question. I don't know. I will say I do. I think the X7 one was a bit better. Because I don't think anybody really saw it coming. And Austin had this like, Rock, I need to beat you, and I need to do this by any means necessary. I will say this: I think what they did with this year's WrestleMania was a one of the best pivots I've ever seen, personally. But yeah, I don't know if it's on the level of if it's on the level of it was better. Oh, what is going on? Yeah, get off of there. Get off of there. Sorry. I was looking at the chat settings. So I would say the X7 feud, or the build, I should say, was better. But the build to this year's WrestleMania was something else. It was weird. I also think because maybe for me, it's like back in the day, I wasn't online like that, so everything was a surprise for me. I was heartbroken when Austin turned heel, but you being like here live and just watching this all unfold in real time was crazy. It was funny to me. Again, maybe I was not in the right headspace at the time, to be fair, to really be outraged about it. a lot of people were just pissed off and they were outraged. And if you're a huge fan of Cody, like I'm a fan of Cody, but if you're like if you planted your flag on the Cody Hill, you were pissed. And maybe it's my headspace at the time. I'm like, yeah, okay, this is a pivot. All right, we'll see how this goes. And but watch this all unfold in real time, and I cannot wait personally. And it starts with this documentary, and it's going to take a few years at the very least. But we all know that WWE has a thing for revisionist history. We know this for sure. If oh yeah, Henry Ali, yes. Might as well. Might as well. You know me. I don't get too political on here, or my social media stuff. I do have my beliefs. I have my ideologies. I vote, but I don't necessarily talk about them here. But it probably would be better than the options we have now. Know what I mean? But what was I going to say? But yes, WWE has always been really good at carefully editing their stuff to where they want you to believe a certain thing happened, and that's how it happened. And revisionist history, and WWE is really, really good at that. Like, if you want to take the most prime example, and I should talk about this, honestly, I talked about this on TikTok, the whole Hogan Andre match. They'll tell you that's one of the greatest matches ever, ever. And you know how? Because of that one clip of Hogan body slamming Andre. There's a reason they showed only that clip. Because, and I didn't realize until it's like years